guys, welcome back. Well, we're at HMP. It's July 5th. We're about to run the car. Let's see how she does. Alright guys, so we're back at the shop. We just got back from the racetrack. It is almost midnight, but I figured I'd shoot this real quick. So I really don't know what happened yet. We're gonna go through the data logs, try to piece this together. I've got a tiny video clip of the car from somebody else, and it only shows the car hooking and going towards the wall, and then the video stops. There's not a lot there, but maybe I can gather something from it. I do in my video, my phone actually basically right as I launched, the video camera falls off the camera mount. So that sucks, but you can hear audio and you hear the car go through first, go through second, and in the top of second, it starts to rev. And that revving is when the car lost control. So maybe that tells me something. Maybe I ran over some fluid or something. I've been checking to see if I ran over my own fluid, but I just went through and looked at everything and it looks fine. So I mean, of course, when I get the car up on the lift, I can look under the underbody. So if I see like oil or something, but so far it doesn't look like I ran over my own fluid. So anyway, we're not really sure what happened. We'll figure it out. I'm hoping this is fixable, but we don't know yet. It looks bad, but we don't know yet. It probably is bad, but you know, who knows? My guess, like if you come up here, if I close this door, that part looks normal. That part's a little off, like when I open the door, see how the glass or the Lexan's catching? But the top is all like twisted because all this sheet metal is screwed up. But my guess is that, oh, it's hard to show. I've got a floor in there. Let's see if I can get this. My guess is like right at the front of that sheet metal where you see the black and the silver, that interface, I bet you that part's probably okay. And it's everything behind that that's fucked. That's just a guess. So, I don't know. Probably gonna have to cut a lot of the car off and redo some stuff. I wish I knew what broke. I'm gonna try to figure that out because I would like to know. We don't know yet. We'll know more about that later. But I'll tell you what's important. I believe I'm okay. You know, we've got our seat. It's got 6 bolts holding it. We got a 6-point harness. We were wearing our helmet. We had a fire suit on. This harness, I wear this sucker tight. I don't fuck around with that stuff. So the safety stuff worked. You know, it's got a cage. We're going to go over the cage and check everything. But like, you know, for whatever it's worth, seemed to do its job. So I'm quite happy about that part. You know, sucks the car's damaged. Maybe the car's screwed and that's it. I don't know. We'll figure that out, but at least I'm not, you know, broken leg, broken arm in a hospital or worse or, you know, whatever. Could have been so much worse. So we'll go over more stuff on the car later, but I figured I'd film this while it's fresh on my mind because I wrecked the car about roughly 3 hours ago. So anyway, that's going to wrap this one up, and until next time, y'all take it easy. Alright guys, wanted to film a little piece to put in here at the end. So it's been about 48 hours since the wreck, and I'm mostly okay. So the day this happened, you know, I tagged the wall pretty hard. Not horrible, but pretty hard. And I got a pretty bad bruise on my left arm from smacking the wall. Basically the whole body, my whole body weight pushed up against the seat. So I got a pretty big bruise. It took a couple days to really show up all the way, but anyway, that happened to my left arm. My left knee hit one of the bars. That hurts a little, but it's just like a bruise basically. The only other thing, and this doesn't even show up. Let's see if I can fix that. Yeah, I cut my finger. I hit the shifter, I think, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, it sliced it. Sorry, that doesn't focus worth a crap. But hopefully I can get that to heal. So anyway, yeah, overall, I think I did pretty well. It could have been way worse. And I figured I'd show you this. This is more or less, since I didn't have a video of this really, more or less what happened, I think, and I don't know 100%. I don't think anything in the car really broke. I think I just ran over something slippery. The guys at the track told me that there was water on the track. Like, they did find water on the track, so it's possible that I just ran over somebody's water. It seems like my car, when I was traveling, like, say this was the car, like, I basically spun twice. I'll have to pull the data logs and show you guys later. But, like, one of the times I think the car might have done this a little, and then the next time it did this when it spun. So to me, that says when I went this way, you know, this tire lost traction and this tire pushed the car that way. And then the second time, this tire lost traction and this tire pushed the car that way. So anyway, I think there was fluid on the track. They said there was water on the track, and I don't think it was my car. So anyway, I think that's what happened. That and driver running out of talent. But I tell you what, if you see the video clip, I know there's only like 1 second of it, but if you see how fast the car goes from going straight to like shooting across like this, it happened really fast. I've never had something like that step out so quickly. Never ever has that happened. Usually when I've had a wiggle in the car, it's just very subtle. It's never been like that. In fact, I thought something broke, but I've already done some analysis and disassembly, and I haven't really found a smoking gun for what would have caused that. I found damage from the wreck, but I haven't found damage that conclusively would have caused this. Anyway, with that said, this is more or less what happened. I was going straight, the car wiggled a little, kicked this way. Somewhere about here, I let off the gas, and I tried to, right about here, I was ripping the wheel to the right, because when I got swung over, I mean, I was very quickly like staring at the wall all of a sudden. And you see in the video how fast it goes from the right lane and like crosses over into the other lane. I mean, it happens really quick. So I ripped the steering wheel as far right as I could possibly go, hit the lock, and the car was still barreling towards the wall. And I basically twisted even harder, like just grabbed the wheel and was just like bending the steering column, trying to make it turn more. And I realized that I had slowed down how fast I was approaching the wall, but it was still going to hit the wall. It was just kind of obvious. So at that point, what I did was I smashed the brake pedal and just locked all, I believe I locked all the tires up. I'm not certain of that, but I'll tell you one thing, I buried that brake pedal, and I've got power brakes, the engine was running, so, you know, I had good brakes, and I just buried the brake pedal, and you actually hear the car, from the time I lifted off the gas, which was roughly here, it had swung really quick. This happened in like, I don't know, half a second, it seems like. Maybe it took a second, but I mean, this happened really fast. But from the time I let off the gas until I actually collided with the wall was 2.5 seconds. So during this phase, I had turned the wheel really hard, trying to save it, couldn't stop it, and at that point, I just instinctively smashed the brakes knowing that I was about to hit the wall. And the car skids and skids and skids, and the major impact was actually the back of the car. So it was turning, but it's like I had gained so much, this is, you know, just my opinion of what happened, but I think I'd gained so much momentum going in this direction from this area that it was just hard to like undo it. So by this point, the back of the car did the major impact, and once the back hit, then the front kind of like swung and just tagged the front a little bit. So I do have some front damage. The fender, the bumper, both got damaged, and we don't know, like the wheel hit too, the front wheel hit, so the wheel's definitely damaged. It could be control arms, it could be front subframe, but the front impact wasn't nearly as bad as the back. But so we don't know on the front. Hopefully the front end itself is okay, and it's just like control arms, subframes, and a front wheel, that kind of stuff. But anyway, this is what happened. This hit, and then right afterwards it front tagged like that, and then it just spun and did like a 180 and landed like this with me facing the the Corvette that was in the other lane that I was racing. Thank God that guy, I didn't hit him. I was far enough ahead that when all this happened, that, you know, I spun out and crossed into his lane, and he wasn't there, so I didn't hit him. I did talk to the guy afterwards. I apologized about 5 times. He's the one that actually gave me that tiny video clip. He said that was all he had. He said someone sent it to him. I wish I had better video. I've tried to get it. I just can't. I actually asked about 30 people at the track. I went walking around asking. I figured somebody had to have a video of the wreck, and nobody seemed to have one, except for the guy that I was racing. He had a short clip. So anyway, that's my analysis. Like I said, I think I'm fine, just sore. So thank God for that. This could have been so much worse. And I think the car is going to be fixable. It's going to require some work. We'll talk about that later because it is going to take some work. But I think I can save it. So anyway, that's going to wrap this one up. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. And until next time, y'all take it easy.